everybody, it's Deb with Stitchin Heaven, and we have got a great program for you today. I have my very good friend, Linda Vermillion, here with me, and Linda is like probably the most crafty person I know.
Really?
Yes, you really are. We have got this neat thing for you to do. Christmas is coming up. Not too much longer, but this is really easy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And it's just something that we could accomplish by Christmas.
Yes, and it's addicting.
It is addicting. Yeah. Yes, it is. This is a no-sew project, but it's with fabric, which is what we love.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not our idea. This is not an original idea. And it's called a lot of different things. Some people call it a Scandinavian ornament. Some people call it a Swedish star. We're calling it the Christmas woven star, or just a woven star, because it doesn't have to be Christmas, does it?
No.
Yeah,
no.
Why don't you show them what you're making, and then we're going to get to it and tell them how to do it.
This is the woven star. It's got 2 different fabrics, and it appears to be, you can use it either side. We'll be attaching a little hanger from it. And I'll show you the steps on what to do and the sizes to cut, and
yeah, okay.
There we go.
And so we've got 2 fabrics here.
Yes,
yep.
2 fabrics.
All right, yeah, let's show the other ones too.
Okay. Here, this is a Christmas fabric, but many of us are not doing the red and green traditional. So if you're like me,
now that is really pretty.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, looks like a snowflake.
Yes.
Oh, I just love it.
And I've decorated my kitchen. It's normally pink and teal, and that's why I've made these. And you can even take for after Christmas.
Now, all of these only have 2 fabrics on them.
Yes.
Okay, good.
2 fabrics. And this is a sun catcher. So you can do this without it even being Christmas.
Now, that's a cute idea. So we'll just kind of...
And also you can do like a tree topper. This is a jumbo, and it's made with different dimensions. But this can actually go on top of your tree. You can slip it on top of the very top of your tree, or you can hang it as an ornament, and there's the 2 different colors.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You want them to contrast, basically. You could also do them all in one, but the contrast is really nice.
Very good. I'm going to put those up there so we can see them. All right, well, let's get to it. Tell us how to do this.
Okay. You're going to start out with your 2 fabrics. You're going to cut them into a 6.5-inch square. And you're going to cut 2 6.5-inch squares of Heat and Bond Ultra. And the Ultra has the little red writing on it, and you can't sew on the Ultra. Light you can sew over, but you won't need to sew on this or anything. So it's very, it bonds very well.
And do we use a hot iron to make this bond?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know some of them you have to have a medium iron.
Right. You follow the instructions on the package, and you're just going to iron them to the back of each
of
the squares.
So iron them to the back of the squares.
Okay. Then you will have your 6.5 inch. You're going to peel back your Heat and Bond. Show you so you can kind of see how thick it is to give you a good bond.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you take the paper off both pieces.
And there you go. And you're going to put them wrong sides together with your fusible. And you're going to iron it.
Okay.
Then you're going to take and you're going to square this 6.5 up to be 6 inches. So you've got your 6-inch woven or your fused fabric that we're going to weave. Then you're going to take, and you can use your handy dandy shape cut rulers to do this, or you can just use a regular ruler.
Yeah, you can use this. We love these. Now there's several different brands of these. This is June Taylor's Shape Cut, which was the one that came out originally. Creative Grids has got one now called the Stripology Square. This is Gudrun Erla's design. And this is probably, anytime you need to cut strips and a lot of different strips,
Right.
this is a great one to use.
And I believe that is also set up to where you can do squares out of that one.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
yeah, it is.
yes, instead of just strips.
Yeah.
And so you would just line it up, and you can cut, you're gonna cut 12 half-inch strips. And you just go in the ruler, you can do them all at one time.
Oh,
You
yeah.
go all the way across.
All the way across.
And magically, we have some already cut. I'm gonna plug in on that. That's all. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, here's I have 6 that I am going to work with first. And you're gonna start out with 2 of them that you're going to just do a little fold, press fold. And you want to have, when you're going to do your gluing on certain parts, you want to make sure that you've got, depends on what surface you're working on. If you need an applique pressing sheet, there's all kinds of different ones that work
We
great
just don't
with
want
it.
to get our glue on our cutting mat.
Right, right. And so you're just going to finger press that. And I've just used a piece of paper here, and I can see the grid underneath, and I'm going to match that up and make a cross.
Okay.
And I'm going to dab a little bit of glue right in this area, keeping it straight because the glue wants to slide around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beginning of
Okay.
my woven star. So now we're going to take a second one, and we're going to go opposite. We'll go underneath, and you can have a 1/4 of an inch. It makes it look a little open. I go about 1/8 of an inch space in between your strips.
So leave a little bit of space
Yes,
there,
leave
but
a
not
little
too
bit of
much.
space. Yes, and you go ahead and dab some glue. You just press it down. Then we're gonna do an opposite on this side, matching it up there on the edge. That little bit of space. Hold that back. Thankfully, these multi-temps aren't usually real hot, so
Yeah.
you can just press that down. So now we're going to take and do a weave on the sides.
Oh. So you just use 6 strips for this. Is that right?
For each side of your ornament. You're going to
Okay.
have 6 on this side and 6 on this
that
side. Hot glue.
This kind of reminds me of the days that we used to do the weaving for the vests.
Yes,
Remember
pin
that?
weaving.
You know,
Yes.
we should do a video on that. If anybody wants to learn how to do pin weaving, leave us a comment. Maybe we can get Linda to come back and do us a little tutorial on how to do pin weaving.
That was the very first class I taught at Stitchin Heaven.
Okay, let's pull this up.
The pin weaving. Okay, there we go. And we did a lot. It was vests, and you can do bags. You can do all kinds of
Oh
stuff.
yeah, they're great tote bags.
Yeah.
If anybody's ever done that.
That's how I met Debbie.
Yes,
I
that's
saw
true.
that store going in. I saw the paper, and I thought, oh, Stitchin Heaven. I wonder if that's going to be a quilt shop or what. And sure enough. And then shortly after that, I surprisingly got a job when I said, if you ever need any help.
Oh yeah. Surprise!
Yeah.
You're hired.
Yeah. I said, went home and said, I have a schedule, dear. I'm working. So, okay. So what we've got is our first side here. Let's hold it up.
Yeah, let's pull it up. There we go.
And we've got it on both sides, but we're going to go on this one, and we're going to take and we're going to do the exact opposite. 2 of these.
Okay.
They're opposites. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and do our first side, and we make an X with this.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take from left, my left, your left, and I'm going to take this at the concave of the, and I'm going to turn it to
Okay.
this. I'm going to dab some glue, like a little imaginary square there. You don't want a whole lot of glue, but you can trim it off afterwards. And you're going to take the right strip of this X, and you're going to put it, match it up, and you're going to let it dry. Press.
Okay, let's pull that up and
Press it.
show everybody.
That's your very first.
Oh, okay, that's your first
I'm
one.
going to turn it to my X there. Left, turn. See, this is the assembly line. Glue. Left, turn, glue. And here's your right.
So your left to your right.
And then your right, you're going to match it up. Give it a little press. I'm going to turn. Left, turn. And press.
Okay.
And one more. So, I have got this.
All right.
Hold up. And we're going to do the very same thing with this one. I've got my X. Yeah. Got my X. I'm going to take my left. I'm going to turn it. And see, this one is opposite of what the other one was.
Oh, okay.
Left, turn, glue. And the right, put it on top. They are like spider webs. They like to stick
Yeah,
to
they
you.
are. Very nice. That's right.
And the last one. Okay, so I now have my two
This is what we're going
sides
to
of the
end
star.
up with,
Yes, my two sides of the star right
Okay.
here. And
Got
what
it.
I'm going to do is I'm going to take, to make this in this way where we've got the red showing, the opposites showing, and I'm going to lay this right in there where I'm going to have a plain strip with my point all the way around. And I'm going to take and slip this little plain strip in this one that is up top. And I'm going to do that all the way around with the four. With the, let's say this is a mountain and that's a valley. So I am tucking under my straight strip on the mountain, under the mountain.
Okay.
I'm going to do that.
Oh, turn it on.
Yeah, and now I'm going to turn it over so I can glue in the valley. And it is going to stick up a little bit. And we will, I'm going to glue kind of that little square. And make sure that we kind of get that just tucked right there and not get glue. And I'm going to do that with the four because I'm in a valley now. Let's get me caught on something.
Spider webs.
Yep. Get my little valley. Man, that's stringy glue. I'm not sure if, thank you. If
It
it's
is
the
stringy
brand.
glue.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the brand. I'm not sure where it's going to stop. And there you go.
Okay.
And now you can see these are up as the mountain, and you're going to tuck that in. Tuck that in.
Oh, the other side.
Tuck that in. You're going to turn it, and you're going to glue in the valley. It's very forgiving as well. If you don't get it straight on, because you're going to look at it as an overall star. Kind of make sure that's in the middle. Those strings keep pulling.
I know.
And this is the last one. And the last bit of gluing. You're almost done.
All right.
It's got the light on this side, it's got the darker on this side. And what we're going to do now, the second to the last part, is we're going to get some really sharp scissors. Debbie, you can show those. Serrated are always really good because what you're doing is you're cutting through the thicknesses, just two thicknesses there.
Yeah.
And we're going to trim.
We've got
On this
these
side.
Karen K. Buckley scissors are great for this kind of thing because they are
Yes.
serrated. And
Got to have a pair
Still
of serrated
sharp.
scissors. Yes. We do that with all the mountain ones. Sorry. And here you have your star. And
awesome.
what you can do is you can, if you have one of those like really strong punches, you could punch a hole in it, or you can just take a piece of ribbon and weave it through one of the mountains. You have mountain, valley, mountain, and it'll pretty much disappear right in there.
Oh, nice.
And
And
you
then
just-
you make yourself a little hanger.
That's exactly right. You just
Yeah.
tie it a knot.
Which is what you've done on this
Yes,
one.
yes. And you can decide which side you want, and there you are. You have your different
Cool,
colors.
cool, cool.
And the sun catcher. Those would be sweet for Valentine's Day too.
Yeah. Well,
There you
all
go.
right. Thank you very much, Miss Linda. I think that is awesome. I love that it's a quick no-sew project for Christmas. And we can all get a bunch of these made up to put on our tree.
Yes,
And to
kids
give
will love it too.
And to give as gifts.
Mhm.
So, all right. Well, this is Debbie Trout and Linda Vermillion. We hope you've enjoyed this video as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Debbie Trout from Stitchin Heaven.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.